Once upon a time, in a forest by a serene lake, there lived a cunning fox. One day, the fox saw a crane by the lake, catching fish with its long beak. The fox decided to play a trick on the crane. It approached the crane and said, "Dear friend, why are you eating these small fish? Why don't you come to my home? I'll prepare a grand feast for you." The crane was delighted by the fox's generosity and accepted the invitation. The next day, the crane arrived at the fox's house. True to its word, the fox had prepared a delicious meal. However, it served the food on a flat plate. The crane, with its long, narrow beak, couldn't eat anything from the flat plate. It struggled and struggled, but the food was out of reach. Meanwhile, the fox happily licked the plate clean, smirking at the crane's frustration. The crane realized it had been tricked, but didn't say a word. Instead, it invited the fox to its home for a feast the following day. The next day, the fox arrived at the crane's house, eager for the meal. The crane had prepared a sumptuous meal and served it in long, narrow-necked jars. Now, it was the fox's turn to struggle. Its snout was too short to reach the food at the bottom of the jars. It could only smell the delicious aroma, but couldn't eat a bite. Meanwhile, the crane used its long beak to enjoy the meal. The fox realized its mistake and felt humiliated. Moral of the story: as you sow, so shall you reap. Treat others the way you want to be treated, and avoid trickery, as it often backfires.